You make of the performance?
Never like to lose, I'm always going to say that, so I'm not going to be too blasé about the result. And what I would say is thankfully there were no points at stake today, so obviously didn't start well, albeit it's a bit of a kind of, I don't know if it is a wonder strike or not, but it's certainly a strike from distance that ended up in the back of the net. Probably where we are, don't get the best view. Thought in general we had probably some decent bits of play. We had the ball, but they looked probably more threatening first half. Second half, certainly for the first 15-20 minutes, I thought we dominated and we looked kind of the side that looked more likely to score. And the last probably 10 minutes of the first half, where we've had one cleared off the line for some corners and thought like the team that was on top. So I think both teams had spells within the game, but the important thing from Chesterfield's point of view is they got the 2 goals and got themselves a great start to the game. From us, that made the task more difficult, but although it is the last one, still an element of looking at things, looking at certainly a couple of new players that have just signed for us. So yeah, back. I kind of left the house this morning with the thought of every day is a learning day, and it's certainly another one of those.
You gave your 2 new signings at the start today. What did you make of their performances?
I think we'll struggle to get into it. That was us generally. I think we kind of found it difficult to get the ball into the front 4 in good areas. Same time, I'm not too sure if they got in the positions that helped their teammates to get the ball. And when we did get into those, I thought the ball retention from them was very poor. Hence the reason then it comes back at you, and we didn't get any really sort of good, probably attacking or very little good attacking moments early in the game. I thought Hunty, I was really pleased with him in terms of, I felt he, out of anyone said at half time, if I'd just come here, I don't know anything about it, I see a player that wants the ball, I see a player that wants to make an impression. Obviously slight in build and all of that, but willing to put his foot in, wants to compete, and showed a good passing range. Not everything came off, but certainly I didn't see him shy away from wanting the ball. Second half, I think, fairness to Will, thought he picked up some better areas to get it. We changed system again. That's something I want to be able to do at various points. So pleased that they got some minutes, a lot of minutes in general in the legs, and it's early days for them. Let's be honest. At the same time, the season starts next week.
Yeah, I mean, it is a pre-season game, but I suppose this is one of the teams you'd expect to be fighting quite near the top with yourself. So I guess for them, it's almost a bit of a baptism of fire for them.
Yeah, it is. I think it was a competitive game. I think it was a good game. It was played in a competitive manner, but in the right manner. I don't think, fairness, I don't think either bench were getting sort of too uptight about decisions and things like that. Referee, I think in general, refed it well. So it was, a nice stadium, obviously. But there's no doubt Chesterfield will have ambitions to get promoted. They've just signed a centre forward. I don't think many teams would have been able to have got him. And that's what we're up against in terms of some of the teams. Your Stockports, your Wrexham, Chesterfield, and your Chesterfield, your Notts County, I think, kind of ahead of us in some respects in terms of having the squads from last season. Will have only needed to make tweaks probably rather than wholesale changes, which we've brought. I've lost count of the amount of players we've brought in. So yeah, we know it's an extremely tough league, and there's no getting away from that. But we want to be competing. We might just have to do it a slightly different way. That's all. But I think I saw enough in that game today that there's not No, I don't think it was a big gulf, and I'm not saying it was. Obviously, the striker they brought in wasn't involved today. I think it's debatable whether either team were at full strength, and clearly, keep talking about it, hasn't changed. It won't change until we do get someone. But we were missing an out-and-out centre forward in the team again. And in fairness, the lads have coped with that, I think, pretty well over pre-season and done their best to make it not as much as a problem as it can be at times.
From your point of view then, do you have an idea of who's going to be in your team come next weekend?
I've clearly got an idea, but if you said to me write down your 11 right now and on art, no. Some thinking to do, watch some more of Bromley and what they are, which I think we've got a relative idea, but you are going slightly into the unknown because of pre-season, trialists, changes of personnel, maybe formations at some clubs. So until it settles down a little bit, the first couple of games might be a little bit harder in terms of preparation or exactly knowing what the opposition are about. But at the same time, that goes for ourselves. And we've got to just turn up, concentrate a lot on ourselves. It's a difficult opener, in my opinion, in terms of a playoff team and a different surface. All challenges that are thrown, part of the league. But we'd love to obviously get off to a good start, and we're now a week away. It doesn't feel like it's been the longest pre-season. Now, whether that's because we broke it up a little bit, that's kind of quite pleasing from my point of view. Sometimes it can really drag. The players might think slightly different, I'm not sure. But guarantee, we're all looking forward to the season and keen to see what we can do.
And you're hopeful that you might have a few players back from injury by then?
Not really, unfortunately. Not really. I think there's maybe one or two, but in reality they're not going to be anywhere close to being fit. The minutes that they clearly haven't had in pre-season, work hard on the training pitch, in the gym, all of those things, but there's a big difference. You still see it today. Some lads look like some are better than others, and no matter how fit you are, you go into that first game in pre-season and it's amazing. You look out, or of the season, look out and think, breathing out of his backside after like 15 minutes, because you throw in more adrenaline into it, that first game, the excitement, all of those things. But I have to say, I thought in general we looked relatively strong today. I didn't think we looked as though we tired particularly. Odd playing maybe, but in general I was quite happy from that point of view.
No Harry Clifton today, was that just a case of giving him a rest, given he's played every game so far?
No, Harry felt something. He did a step up in the gym and felt something on his knee, some swelling there. Don't think it's anything. I'd settled a lot better yesterday, but no, it was an injury that kept him out. And obviously he would be, I'm hopeful that he will be available to us, and we'll add to again some decisions that I need to make.
And you're hopeful that you might be able to get that striker in for next weekend?
Who knows, because the teams have signed him and some have been decent players, some are, I'll be honest, as much as I think we do his research, you can't cover every single base, and some people have taken strikers whether they're actually any good. I've seen some players move that certainly I wouldn't have been interested in, just not for me, or maybe what I think they can bring. But I do feel like there is a lack of the mark there. I'm still speaking to a lot of managers that are still looking for strikers. The difference they've probably got is maybe 2 or 3 that they've got at the club aren't injured, whereas that's been the case for us. But yeah, we'll certainly keep making the calls and won't stop looking. But if we do get someone, not impossible, a bit like the lads today. They join and they get in they go in the starting lineup, but they're not going to have too much time to get to know the teammates.